So is that the type of thing that would make customers consider leaving their, either being right on the rail line for a Class 1 or leaving a short line to just transfer, build a new facility out in that area?
Yeah, I mean, you've got open area. What kind of, what can the EDC offer, those corporations for locating in West Memphis? Because now you're bringing tax base to them. Can you,
yeah,
hold my taxes in abeyance for 10 years, or I'll just pay a 2% tax rate versus your 7%. Whatever they do there. What can the EDC do to entice them? What's the land? What's the utility infrastructure? And if it makes sense and it gets me out of some congestion, the thing about Governor's Island is it's landlocked. Nobody there can expand. So if you have a business that's booming there at the port, you can't go anywhere. Over there, you can go over there and build a whole new facility directly across the river and still look at your old facility 500 yards on the other side of the river and say, but now I've got double the size and I still have the same access to everybody.
And then, and I guess you could play both rates off each other in the same way that you would with transloading. So now, what type of opportunities do you think short line operators in that area? So it sounds like that the biggest opportunity really comes down to West Memphis then, more than anything else for operators in the Memphis area. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, let's move away from business forces, animal spirits, all that type of stuff, and just think about government actions. What type of government actions might be beneficial to short line operators, either in Memphis or now West Memphis? It sounds like the tax reductions or incentives or X, Y, and Z is really what would happen there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously 45G getting extended is a big deal because you can get your $3,500 a mile tax credit. It's really working as a short line operator. You do a lot of work with your local mayors and EDCs to help bring business, help fund capital for those businesses. Hey, if you locate us, hey, customer XYZ, if you come locate your business here and you're 1,000 carloads a year, and you're going to build this massive warehouse, bring tax money to West Memphis, I'll pay the $500,000 to put the rail spur into your business, but you're going to guarantee me 1,000 carloads a year for 5 years, so I know I can pay back then.
Okay. That's helpful. And then something that often is asked is this question of, so because Memphis, and tell me if I'm right in thinking about this correctly, but because you've got all these different lines interchanging, maybe someone would want to move outside of like the Memphis area in general and make it that they were using another city as a hub. And so are there other cities, regions that might impair opportunities for short line operators in the Memphis area?
I don't see how there'd be much of an effect there. I mean, when you look around, Memphis is kind of, for a major city, it's kind of like this island out there. I mean, you don't hit anything, you go east, you don't hit anything till Nashville, you go north. I mean, never hit anything till Des Moines, something like that. And you got Little Rock to the southwest. And then you got Jackson, Mississippi, all the way down.
But not necessarily like things going through New Orleans or Chicago or St. Louis per se then.
Yeah, I mean, not so much a short line because, see, New Orleans and St. Louis are the same thing. I mean, that's where all the east and west railroads meet. It's a big interchange. They're big interchange towns. And they all have their purpose. Like St. Louis is more for the Midwest and the Northeast. Like Chicago's more the northern Midwest and the Northeast interchange. St. Louis is kind of that middle belt, southern Indiana area, Ohio to the coast, Virginia, West Virginia, that area. You got Memphis, which is more Tennessee and the Carolinas, and then you got like Birmingham and New Orleans, which handle all the southern states. If that makes sense. So like if you have a carload that needs to go to Georgia, it's going to route out of LA, it's going to route across the South and either interchange to CSX or NS at New Orleans or Birmingham, depending, whatever